Wily I mean, after my whatever stages.
It's a prison that's holding Professor Blackwell.
Let's see.
The not Wily?
Professor, we're receiving
Kind
That's
of.
what they want you to
Why
think
am I-
anyway.
I will patch it
Inafune's
through.
trying to think he's clever by being subversive of it, but no, you're not.
When you make it blatantly obvious that this douchebag right here is the bad guy, then I don't know. Like, I did not believe that this guy in prison was supposed to be the bad guy even for a second.
Yeah, same here.
Like, if he did actually, honestly, I think it'd be more subversive if this guy ended up not being the bad guy.
I don't like you, but we need your help. It's our factory here. It's
Well,
out of control.
he's
It's cranking out
a
hostile bots
douchebag,
and we can't
but
stop it.
evil I never got.
Confirming. Confirmed. Defective cherry-dine robots are rampaging.
So it really just
throughout
goes. It's not really a big villain in Mighty Number 9. There's a result from stupidity that we have to clean up, but there's no Wily in this game.
Yes, of course. Mr. Graham?
I don't know. Do you think that the game would have been stronger with a firm main human antagonist?
Who is this idiot? Whom else would it be, boy?
I think it would have been stronger with a firm main storyline.
Yeah.
Stupid questions and send
Like
help.
I can sort of see what they were trying to do with the story here, but you know, if you're not going to give it a good presentation, it really is more effective to just go for something stupid like Robo-Enza.
Or even just, like, robots are out of control, go stop them. Like, you don't have to even, like, have a setup like that, really.
Well, I mean, like, you know, it feels better to have a definite driving.
By the way, Sanda, what's wrong with your face?
Well, you know, it feels better to have a definite driving force, you know, a target that you're aiming for throughout the entire adventure.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to have a plot line attached to the plot point, but a plot point is helpful.
Yeah, it does feel, you're right in that, it does feel better to have an Eggman and a Bowser to kill than just, like, go do levels and stuff.
No, not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to be a villain. It could just be, you know, a cause. And that's why I mentioned Robo-Enza, because you can't really call Robo-Enza evil. It was some kind of weird disease. And, you know, eventually you found out that it was created by Ryan.
It was created by Ryan?
Oh, shit.
No. that it was created by Dr. Wily, but, oh, for fuck's sake. I don't like that. I don't like that clip. It hurts my eyes. Like, I'm serious. Don't ever do that again, please.
So is this the only stage where you can play as Call?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll need key cards.
You can
to
control
Key
Call
cards.
in challenge mode and competitive and online mode, but you don't really do anything different.
Does
what
she,
you're
like,
doing here.
does she have any special things that Beck doesn't have?
She can hover.
She
Oh,
can
well,
hover.
that's
So
She has a shield.
So she's
She has a shield.
basically Ikoro from Mighty Gun Bolts.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, she's got her own games, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's Gun Gals, I think.
Ah.
Something like that. Yeah, Ikoro, she hovers like Princess Peach, and she has a bow gun thing.
Oh, she can crawl. Why can't Metroid crawl? Because the answer is
Crawl.
because Metroids don't have legs. They have, like, little spike thingies.
No, because
get the-
Metroid doesn't rhyme with call like crawl does. So.
Surprised. Does she even have
I
like
got
an
that
emote
mixed
for?
up.
Because she says everything else out loud in this game.
Service bot. Perfect timing.
Oh, these things have a name.
Plug in
Oh.
to recharge your shield energy.
Yeah,
A patch service bot.
Fuel to power your energy
Yeah, it's
barrel.
not nearly as like.
They're not nearly as cute
simple.
as serve bots.
As Eddie.
Yeah, like, I mean, I like their design, just good enough. But, like, I think they're cute and
Doctor,
everything.
A question. Why was I equipped with an energy shield?
Oh, I get
Why
what
you,
you're
why,
talking
you,
about.
why are you asking stupid questions, Call?
You know, I get what you're talking about there too, because they've got, like, that colored text, meaning, like, she's asking, like it's supposed to be an important question or whatever. So,
And then he just
I like
brushes
it.
it off.
Yeah, I like how he just doesn't answer as if, you know, he's embarrassed by the fact that he just did it because he could.
These damn scientists always wondering whether they could. They don't stop to ask whether they should.
Going
Well,
back
you know,
to the,
it's kind of like that guy who builds a desktop PC, has no intention to ever actually use it for a specific thing, but still makes sure to buy the extra part for that thing, you know?
yeah, you may never know. I guess.
Like you have a gaming PC in your office already, but you want a living room PC, but you just want to have a really great GPU on the living room PC, despite the fact that you're only really getting it so that house guests can use Google Chrome. Yeah.
So Call can't suck up Zells with her dash,
Nope.
then, right? So
Nope.
you just blow up robots then?
She as close to an original Mega Man character as you're gonna get. If only because she can't absorb enemies.
Her gun
she's
doesn't
just-
seem to fire as fast.
No,
either.
and
No.
so you are. It's my advice: ignore as much as you can,
Yeah.
because it's not worth fighting anything except for the giant robots, who you pretty much have to kill.
It just kind of feels like she's a weaker version of Beck, which, I mean,
Please focus
shouldn't
on
be.
how
I don't
to
feel like that should be
I will
the
tell you
goal of the
twice.
stage. It should be a different. She should be just as strong, but in different ways. I think.
What the beginning of this stage feels like they had a stealth mentality for Call in mind, which is quickly dropped.
Because it
after
doesn't
that
matter.
first start.
Because it doesn't matter.
It's weird because Call really does seem like she was designed for platforming over combat, which, you know, makes a certain
That's
amount
fine,
of
but
sense.
Yeah, you
Makes-
see, you got sequences like this where you shoot the enemies and they're glowing, but you don't have the Zell absorption, so you're
So-
just awkwardly shooting them until they go away, and it just makes the battle look clunky.
Especially since they can still hurt you while they're glowing like that, so you just have to wait until they disappear.
Now the big robots, I actually don't mind. I think it's actually kind of funny how you kill them. You know, you stun them and then they get hit with their own blade.
Yeah, but they disappear really quick when these little guys like take forever to be killed.
Yeah, it's like the only enemy that was designed with Call in mind.
Yeah. But, you know, they can't reuse enemies if they have to make new ones for her, so.
But one thing I wanted to go back to in terms of like a missed opportunity in plot, because honestly, with the vibe I was getting, I thought Dr. White was going to be our bad guy at some point.
Yeah.
you certainly get that vibe towards the end of the game.
Towards the end of the game, I thought, ooh, he's going to turn. Like,
Yeah, I
he's
got
gonna-
that vibe throughout the whole game, honestly. Like, he's got this, like, really kind of sketchy kind of vibe to him, you know.
And
Like, he
kinda-
changed
he's-
his
and he's
name
really
because
quite-
he hates
he's
his...
really-
He hates his
Sorry.
origin name because he's spoiler warning. He's a Blackwell. He's related to the scientist in the prison.
He's also incredibly arrogant.
Yeah, and honestly, so disconnected with everyone else. You know, those are usually the ingredients you need for a villain.
But I got a pro tip. Blast his big eye first. It's his weak point. Then
I would have liked it if there was. I think it would have been refreshing if White was actually the bad guy.
Bad guy or not, Professor White has too much thought put into him for the amount of story he got.
Basically, yeah. Oh, so your shield, you only get more ammo.
It's basically ammo from
Yeah.
the patch robots, yeah.
So you can run out before you get, and you have to wait till you find that guy to
Yeah.
get more. Okay. Is the shield really even worth using?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it does block pretty much everything.
Like, how does it, like... Oh, okay, so it drains as you use it. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Ugh. This is so clunky and slow.
Yeah,
Damn
I
it.
just generally ignore everything. and
If
use
the enemies
shield.
just blew up when you finish them, it would just feel an awful lot faster, you know? Like, it's... What frustrates me about this game, in a similar way to the way that Shadow the Hedgehog frustrates me, is that while there are the ingredients here of a great game, had it been totally reworked, it would take very small fixes to make it a adequate game, you know? Like,
little detail that I do like in this stage is the security camera feed.
it actually does. They've had it in a couple of other stages too, and it actually does reflect what's on the stage itself. Not
Yeah.
Fuck that dash.
Oh, that looks damn near pixel perfect.
I think the trick is to not dash, just hover.
It looks like you need to dash though in order to make it
This
through.
sequence right here is preparing you for the quote unquote final stage. I say that because the actual final stage where you fight Trinity at the end is not really so much of a challenge. It's just there. The robot factory, though, I think is more of an appropriate final stage. And there's a sequence very similar to that what Call just dealt with there that's a little trickier. I think this sequence is meant to be a tutorial for that. And the key to that, I think, is just not the dash, just hover. This guy, K9. No, I don't like this guy. If only because...
He takes forever.
It's a very meandering boss fight.
You can't do very much damage to him.
No, you shoot the eye off until it falls off, and then it does this little blind thing for a little bit.
Then you wait for it to drop a bomb.
You have to wait for it. Yeah, you have to wait for the copter enemy to drop an enemy, and it can't decide whether or not it's a bomb or
a security bot.
If it's a security bot, that means nothing. It means that the dog is going to absorb it
and get its eye back.
Yeah, you want it to be a bomb like that because that makes the fight a lot faster. But I don't think it's up to you on what drops. I think it's just RNG.
That.
I mean, if there's a way to manipulate it so they can always get bombs, I'd love to hear it. Because anything to make this boss fight faster is all good for me. Because I don't. I think it just goes on a little too long for how repetitive it is.
It looks like you need like 3 or 4 bombs in order to get all of its health down.
What's really weird though is that when you do get a bomb and the dog eats it, you get a fine play reward.
But I have no control over that.
You have no control over that, which makes me think that maybe there's a way you can manipulate the drop, but I don't see it.
The thing is though, in terms of making the fight fun to play, I think dropping the camera, like you're actually shooting at it and dodging his attacks and trying to hit like it's a real boss fight, you know? So I'd rather you just be able to shoot it, like have the bomb be a way to get extra damage, but just be able to shoot it all the time. Like never have the eye blow up at all.
And it didn't do anything.
Whoa.
What?
Oh, wait, I think you have to shoot it enough times.
It was
you have to shoot the bomb to light the fuse.
Yeah, it's still stupid.
I never saw that before, though, so...
He ate it, though, so it should do the damage.
That might be the only thing that gives you the fine play reward.
So whether or not you have the...
No, it didn't do any damage at all to him, though.
Yeah, but what Lewis means, the fine play is whether or not you actually shot the bomb to light the fuse, and then have the dog eat it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, that's just... okay, I didn't know the bomb could potentially do no damage if you didn't shoot it at all. Well,
I've never seen a Mega Man boss take this long. That's amazing. And by amazing, I mean it's pretty goddamn horrible.
And there's no way to
sleep.
There's no way to refill your shield gauge while you're mid-fight too.
Nope.
And it doesn't look like It doesn't look like you get the same amount of invincibility frames with Call's dash that you do with Vex.
Nope.
No, yeah, so it's dodging stuff's even harder as her.
Well, it's possible, like this turret sequence right here, you can crawl underneath the mouth.
At least shooting it in the eye takes down some health.
Well, yeah, that's the only way you're damaging this boss besides the bomb.
It's just, you spend, I'd say, like...
Most of the boss is just waiting around.
Yeah, 20% of the boss is you actually having the opportunity to deal damage to it.
And again, if you were just waiting... See, right there, I'd be crewing my pants. Like, oh, thank God.
Nom, nom, nom.
And that's that.
Thanks
for helping Sanda.
Drown in pizza for eternity.
Yeah, Dr. Sanda should have, like, cheese all over him and whatnot.
Pizza the Hut.
Tell him, Sanda.
Well, that was a thing that happened.
Can you play that stage as Beck?
No.
No.
No? Ah.